How's it going, guys? Mike Murda's Gamer Logic here with another question for you. What was your first personal TV that you used to play video games on? I'm not talking about the TV in the family room. I'm not talking about the TV in the living room. I'm talking about that point in time, if you were lucky enough, when you were growing up, when your parents said, you know what, you're old enough to have your own TV in your bedroom. You get that TV, your parents hook it up, and what comes along with that TV? Well, a game console, of course. Be it the one that was hooked up in the living room or family room, you're now able to play it on your own TV without your older sister yelling at you that you're hogging up the TV, or your parents want to watch an episode of whatever and you gotta turn off the good old NES. The NES, of course, that was my time period when all that would happen. And we were pretty lucky. In my time period, which was like 1986, 1987-ish, to make it sound like I'm from another dimension of time, but 1986, 1987, we were lucky enough that my grandma picked up TVs on a fairly regular basis because she had a lot of people that stayed in her house or guests that would visit, and as she would upgrade her TVs, we would usually get her oldest TV. So we were actually given a 13-inch orange cased black and white television. It had no remote. It was a simple black and white TV, 12 or 13 inch, with the old school rotary dials. And anytime you wanted to change the channel, no remote, you just had to take that thing and turn it. It would make this giant chunk 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 sound as you would turn the dial, and you would get your channel. So, you know, if you were watching channel 9 or channel 11, you needed to get to 3, you'd have to chunk 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 into 3. It would make these really, really loud noises. So yeah, that was our first TV. So if I think back to our early memories of playing the Nintendo Entertainment System, a lot of them are in black and white, which is really, really weird if you think about it. You know, Super Mario Brothers, you know, I think I played it so much in the living room at the time when we moved that game into that system into my bedroom that you still kind of remember the color. But the game that really stands out to me the most, playing it in black and white, is The Legend of Zelda. The very first Legend of Zelda, I remember in my room, I remember hearing the music and going through the different underworld dungeons and stuff and just seeing it in black and white, no color. As a kid, it really didn't bother me because I had my own game system, I had my own TV, and I was able to play and enjoy it. But thinking about it now, we're trying to play those games in black and white. This is kind of weird. And I try to think back and wonder if I had any issues playing games we rented because certain patterns or certain components of the games maybe required you to know the difference between different colors of stuff. Is that water or is that lava? I don't know until I step in it. So you learn really quickly what you can and what you can't go into. Actually, now that I think about it, I think there was a game called Mystic Quest on the NES that I used to play, and it was a really odd game in the first place, but I think there was a difference where there was water and there was lava, and you really couldn't tell the difference until you actually stepped in it and died. But yeah, it was interesting playing stuff on that black and white TV. And I remember waking up sometimes in the middle of the night, not being able to go to sleep, and my little brother, we shared a room together, and I had to be very, very careful because if it was dark, you know, my parents were asleep, they wouldn't let me play games that early or that late at night, early in the morning. So if I were to turn on my NES, I would have to do a very quiet stealth mission. I would have to turn that TV on and pray that I wasn't too many channels off from 3. Because remember, it's got that rotary dial, right? And in order to get to 3, I gotta switch that thing all the way down and chunk, 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 all the way down, super loud. It would wake up anyone. It probably woke up the person in the next apartment, right? So what I would do is, it'd be dark, I'd go up to the TV, and I'd turn one, so chunk. I'd listen. Nope, that didn't wake my parents up. Chunk, chunk. Go down a little farther. I think I heard someone move. Hurry up and run back in bed, get under covers, act like I'm sleeping. Give it like 5 minutes, right? Nothing. All right, cool. Get the 3. Awesome. Turn on the NES and play until like wee hours of the morning, before my dad woke up for work and everything. And when he did wake up, he would be like, hey, have you been up for a while? I'm like, no, I just got up and turned this on. So I'm surprised they never took the TV away from us. But you know, I just got cool memories of that, because I know there were a couple times I got up in the middle of the night to try to play Nintendo, and either my parents weren't sleeping well, or I turned the thing too fast and I woke my parents up. But yeah, that was the stuff I had to do in order to play NES in the middle of the night. But you know, eventually we upgraded. I got a color TV eventually in my room. And, you know, you think about it now, I have almost a TV in every room in my own house, and I'm pretty lucky to be able to do that. So that's kind of my memories of my first real personal TV in my room, and some of the trials and tribulations that come with that. So I'm curious to see, what was your first personal TV you had? Or was it a TV? Was it a monitor? Were you one of the early adopters of personal computers and stuff? And did you have a monitor in your bedroom attached to a computer? And do you have any crazy stories about that? So that is the question of the day, folks. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.